Boy, how's Kenny Atkinson going to move forward after that? I mean, very complimentary of the team, but
you have
I don't know.
It's a 7-game series. He's going to watch that film and regret some of the decisions he made, no question. You know, in the heat of the moment, when the momentum swings like that in a building like that, it's tough to make the right decisions, but there are some things he could have done. Listen, if James Harden is getting isolated and Jalen Brunson's starting to get hot, maybe he needs to not be on the floor, and you need to get Strus out there, who's a little bit better defender one-on-one against Jalen Brunson. But I just think the adjustment that Mike Brown made by putting Shamet in the lineup, opening up the floor for Brunson, I don't think there was a counter adjustment made by the Cavs in order to figure out how to do that. Now, going through the series, there will be, because they'll be able to adjust to it on film. But that was one of the reasons why the Knicks were able to pull off this comeback.
All right, guys, let's bring in Monica McNutt. She helped to call the game, as always, on the radio on ESPN New York. Monica, you have any voice left?
Listen, y'all.
I can't hear you. You got a voice left?
Listen, we had to get Tyler out of here quickly because he might have blown out his voice on the Landry Shamet call, which was epic. Listen, selfishly, let me just take y'all inside my mind. Through 3 quarters, I was like, oh. So glad I don't have to do television tomorrow because they are making me look like idiots. This rust is real. And then the 4th quarter happens, which to me, and Han, we talked about this a little bit pregame, it indicated that veteran poise, that accountability one to another. Because as much as we'll talk about Jalen Brunson's 15-point 4th quarter and the 11-point run all by himself, Karl-Anthony Towns had 7 rebounds in that 4th quarter, right? Shamet, Bridges, each hitting 2 big threes in that one. OG Anunoby showing up defensively. The defense that Bridges and Shamet brought in the 4th quarter. And just the sheer will, y'all. Like, to me, it was a distinct moment to be like, not again, considering what we had happened last year at this same point.
That's exactly where I was going, Monica. It's what I first thing I think of when I saw Mikal Bridges is I go, like, do you remember last year, game 1? Like, it's now you know the other side. You understand it. You got to run through the tape. You and I talked about this afternoon about how do the Knicks remember what happened in game 1. So that came to your mind as well, didn't it? That all the Knicks had to do was stay in this thing. They had Christmas Day, remembering that. Cleveland blew that lead there. And, of course, the rest versus rust thing, the rust was shaking off. Yeah. And the lack of rest for Cleveland started to show late in that game, did it not?
That's it, right? We hear the nature of series. It's a long series. You got to get the 4 games. 7 games is a lot. But, guys, 4 quarters is a lot of basketball as well. And to your point, and Karl-Anthony Towns was just standing here, and I was messing with him because I'm like, bro, can you stop playing patty cake with Jared Allen, please? Anyway, but he said we was rusty. I said, I know. I'm watching. I can see y'all being rusty. But by the time they shook the rust off, because when you look at those 3-point numbers, they went 5 of 7 from 3 in the 4th quarter, and that's when it mattered the most. So by the time they shook off the rust, you're right, the fatigue started to show up for a Cavs squad that I thought was exceptional, particularly in making the Knicks pay as they chose to double-team James Harden throughout the course of the night.
Well, and Monica, as you were in the building and as you were sensing this comeback start to happen, I just think about the Detroit-Cleveland series. And I think about watching them, and as the series went on, trying to figure out who should the Knicks play? Who would be a better matchup for this Knicks team? And as the series went on, it got more and more confusing, and you couldn't figure out who would be the best team for the Knicks to play. As we sit now, after game 1, with home court advantage against the Cleveland Cavaliers, with this game at home, how much did home court matter? How much did the fans and the noise and the atmosphere matter in this game? Because it seemed like we're across the street, and you could feel it. What was it like inside?
Novi, so I'm coming down the elevator from up our bird's eye view with some fans, and I'm just listening, right? They're like, you could feel it. Like, the stands were literally shaking. Like, they're talking each other off the ledge about, we still have time. And, like, you know, one of the phrases that I loved, and I'm just listening, it feels like we're a team of destiny. Like, those people are in this thing, y'all. Like, yes, the Knicks have an incredible celebrity role, and those are genuine fans, not just celebrities just trying to be seen. But as I go up to the rafters, all of these people in here, the city, genuine fans, I have not heard it as loud as we heard it during the course of the run. I can't wait for Tyler and I to edit our clip together because I'm sure you can hear the fans in it. That last 3-minute stretch of regulation, like, absolutely incredible. And I will add this too, you guys. And I think a team that has more than one way to win is dangerous. But for all of the conversation about the new offense, and I take nothing away from the new offense, it was incredibly effective versus Atlanta and versus Philadelphia. I don't know about y'all, but that looked very much like the clutch player of the year decided that you were not going to take an L in this game, which is eerily similar to the offense of the past 2 seasons.
Alan made that exact point.
You saw it.
And Monica thinking the same thing. Monica, as always, great to have you with us, and we'll talk to you Thursday night for game number 2.
Sounds good, guys.
All right.
Across the foul timeline. Screen from Bridges, sets him up against Harden. Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
Tyler Murray and the fans. Tyler Murray with a great call on the radio on ESPN New York. Jalen Brunson, Alan Hahn back from across the street, goes for 11 straight, 38 points for the game. He had 15 in the fourth quarter, 2 in overtime. What was that building like when all this was going on?
Man, there was blood in the water. Like, that's what it was. It was that sense of a couple, like, and that's Jalen Brunson. That's, again, what's great about Jalen Brunson is that, you know, the offense is nice. They figured something out. They ran this stuff. It was really great. And then Jalen's like, all right, this isn't working tonight. Get out of the way. I got this. And he just went straight ISO, and he just started picking on James Harden. Yeah. And it was like just a couple of buckets, and it was like the murmur in the crowd. Then it started to build the crescendo. And it really was less about, it was the defensive stops, getting the stops, and then Brunson just couldn't miss. And the combination of that was, that's exactly what it was. The crowd started sensing it, that something can happen. All I kept thinking of, guys, and I asked Mikal this, last year, game 1. The Knicks had a double-digit lead and couldn't close the door. They didn't get to the end of the game. And some threes knocked down. Momentum went the other way. And I'm thinking, so this is now history repeating, but in the reverse.
Remember they did it to Boston, though, the first 2 games in Boston.
That's right. That's right.
They stole those games exactly like this, on the road, down 17, down 15 those first 2 games. Mikal Bridges making huge shots. This team, when they get stops, they are very tough.
And knock down
threes. They feed off their defense.
Absolutely
Remember,
true.
Christmas Day, the Knicks came back from 17 down against the Cavs. That was a Tyler Kolek game,
That's
right?
in the back of the Cavs' mind. Believe me, that's in the back of their mind.
Guys,
you remember everything as a player.
Let's look at tonight's New York State Lottery power player and Jalen Brunson.
Who is it, do you think?
You know, 21 points through 3 quarters, and then 15 in the fourth quarter, and I mentioned 2 more in overtime. Plus the 11 in a row, bringing the Knicks back from 22 down.
I mean, this is what a leader does, right, guys? Like, this is when you need something, you need energy, you need someone to just get hot, take over, whatever it is. This is what this guy does, and it's what he's been doing for 4 years here with this team. Him understanding how critical getting the win tonight was, getting that game 1 win in their pocket was.
Yeah, not all leaders do that, but great leaders do that. Great players do what he did. And he just led the way for his team in the fourth quarter. What a performance. I'm with you. We got to dissect why James Harden just swiping at the ball like that is on an island, Harden Island, trying to guard Jalen Brunson, clutch player of the year. Impossible for him. And, you know, I understand Atkinson did not want to throw 2 at Brunson. Allow those shooters, because there were all shooters out there at that point. It was Towns, it was Anunoby, it was Bridges, no Hart. Hart was not in the game, and Shamet. You can't just throw 2 guys at Brunson, because all of a sudden that's going to lead to open threes, and they're going to make them. So he dared Jalen Brunson to beat him, and Jalen Brunson said, I got you, and he took care of business.
He did, and I just think as much as you want to give the Cleveland Cavaliers credit for the defense that they played, and not make an excuse for, oh, it was rest or oh, it was rust. They deserve a lot of credit. Those guys were flying around. Dean Wade and Mobley and Allen, they had a lot to do with why the Knicks struggled for such a long time. But then I think on the other side of the coin is definitely the fact that this Knicks team got going because that is who they are. They are one of the best offensive teams in the league, and Jalen Brunson is one of the best late clutch scorers this game has, and I think he showed that as well. And so this is a Knicks team that now finding a way to get a win in this game in the style that they did, I think they are a totally different team after the Atlanta series, after the Philly series, and this game now in the Eastern Conference Finals at home, up 1-0 in this fashion, I think changes this entire series as it goes on.
It really is amazing, and it does also show you this group as they've gone through the years and experience and understanding, learning from that experience. Again, Bridges talked about that, learning from experience, and how you get to a point as a core where you've been through so much that down 22 at home in the fourth quarter, you just keep going. And all you're looking for is that one thing to just believe in, one thing to kind of just feel a little bit of hope. And everyone just believes. Like, all of a sudden, it permeates the team to where Mike Brown had to find a combination at work. Landry Shamet's minutes were big-time minutes. Him coming in there, that's a great adjustment that now we'll watch in this series. But there is a clear, palpable sense of collective belief in this team that could make a comeback like that and do it to get a win. And once they got to overtime, I mean, I know it was tied. Was
Felt
there any?
like it was over.
Was there any doubt?
Home team, the way they had the momentum, no question.
So Kenny Atkinson, Long Island native, of course, former Knicks assistant. Here's what he had to say, trying to make sense of what happened to his team